Yo, one love to both Neil Adams and George Perez, legendary comic creators who left an indelible mark upon this industry. They both passed away over the week. Neil Adams early in the week, George Perez this past Saturday. And man, I mean, they are responsible for some of the best stuff. I mean, Neil Adams became a Batman legend.
Right.
He was a Batman legend. I mean, that Green Arrow, Green Lantern story, the Hard Traveling Heroes, he did that.
Okay.
That was him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Him,
that was him. The Speedy getting addicted to heroin. That was Neil Adams.
Sound like this guy know the business, how to really have a real nuanced story. So, damn it, man. Like, who's holding the torch now?
Good question.
As far as writers go,
who's the next pioneer writer?
And see,
Premier.
I would say that right now Brian K. Vaughan kind of led the pack, and you know he kind of like he was the guy he wrote Why the Last Man for Vertigo, but went on from that and did Saga, which blew up.
And we talk about that every
Yeah, Saga is a wonderful book. The art is beautiful. The story is so wide ranging and so like there is no way in the amount of time I have I can really go on about Saga and what Saga is. It's a space epic, badass shit, magic. Just go read it.
So wait a minute, which comic book company is it?
Image is the home. Yeah, Image is the home to Saga. But as far as like writers breaking new ground, it's kind of hard to say because you really don't get a sense of a writer these days until you see him, for me at least, until you see him operate away from some of the bigger companies.
Okay.
So while like I like Donnie Cates and I like Al Ewing,
Right.
I haven't but I haven't read much of their stuff outside of their work for like the bigger companies and other people's properties.
Okay.
Now I can say, Bendis.
Bendis.
Yeah, Bendis is legendary.
Yeah,
he's definitely. I think
That's
he's
a good
definitely on
one.
his way.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely on his way.
On his way?
On his way. Wait a minute.
I thought he already did his prime.
Yeah, right. Civil War. Yeah.
I didn't really like. While I love Civil War, I really felt like I feel like he was a legendary Daredevil writer. As far as Daredevil is concerned, he is a legendary Daredevil writer. Ultimate Spider-Man, both versions from his version of
Didn't he
to
create Miles?
Yeah, he made Miles. Both really, really dope. But his stuff outside of that has been like he hit his home runs and now he's just serviceable.
You didn't like the DC work he done?
I think, well, you know what's hard to say? He was handcuffed when it came to Superman.
Okay.
They didn't let him run away with Superman the way they should have let him run away with Superman. Okay. And why, for God's sake, they didn't have him write Green Arrow, I don't know. Because if it's one thing he is the master of, it's the common man's voice.
Yeah, true.
Because remember, he gave us the Avengers through the eyes of Luke Cage.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of those other guys.
Yeah,
it was Luke Cage.
The common dude.
Yeah, it was the common
Most
dude.
common
Wait,
character.
which run was that?
That was New Avengers.
Ah.
Where when they first reformed after the Scarlet Witch tore them apart, which we'll talk more about her stuff later. Hey! But yeah, let's not forget Avengers Disassembled. That was all the Scarlet Witch.
Hey!
So he was he was responsible for Avengers Disassembled, and he brought them back as New Avengers. And Luke Cage was a critical part of that squad because it was a much more stripped down squad. And it was a good run. It was a good run.
It was dope, man.
It was a good run. I just felt like once he got out of that once he got out of the everyday guy sandbox, it wasn't as good. And that's just my.
So what's some of your George Perez and Neil Adams projects that they worked on? What are some of your favorites?
Pretty much The Final Threat is one of the greatest Avengers stories. It had Michael Korvac, Captain Marvel. It was like a space odyssey. He drew everybody in it. Of course, he did the first 5 issues of Infinity Gauntlet.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
His run on Fantastic Four was legendary.
Whoop, whoop.
Like his run on the FF and like just the Marvel cosmic stuff in general. Even some of his random placements, he just everywhere he went, it was just an indelible mark. But he had a legendary Fantastic Four run. He had a legendary Avengers run. He had a legendary Justice League run. He did Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh.
Okay.
He's the artist from Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh.
And when it comes to large-scale group scenes, there is none better than George Perez.
Okay.
None better. There are many who have tried and some have come close, but there's...
Jim Lee came close, but...
George was great at them whether they were standing still or in action.
Okay.
And
I
see,
got
that's
you.
the
Big
great thing
panel,
about George.
big
Panels,
splash.
big splash panels of
Yeah,
action.
Yeah.
You know, like he was one of the first to really do that. To put a head in the center, split out all those lines, and put a dialogue box and a picture in each frame.
Dope.
He was that Teen Titans. He was on that legendary Teen Titans run, the Wolfman Perez run.
Word.
So you feel like Jim Lee is not comparable?
To George Perez, no.
Okay.
Damn.
No.
That's a hell of a statement.
No.
Yeah, that is.
No. Jim Lee.
Full page X-Men.
Full page standing still half the time or shaded out details. There's no way Jim Lee's splash panels can compare to any splash panel George Perez.
splashes.
He had some great ones, but when you put
Magneto on the asteroid hill.
Superman holding Supergirl's body
There
while
you
everybody
go.
stands
There you
there.
go.
Right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, there
That
you
shit's
go.
legendary. Avengers versus JLA. That was him. That was him, fam. That was him. He put Scarlet Witch and Superman in the same panel.
Yikes.
That was George Perez, man. That dude is a legend. While Jim Lee is a legend a different way, I never thought he touched George Perez in terms of what George Perez could bring to a page.
Okay.
Wow, that's very enlightening.